This past summer, we put out a challenge to the youngest Nordhavn fans to see if they could come up with the next great Nordhavn design. We received a bunch of entries, and these boys and girls did not disappoint. They came through with some really well thought out and creative designs. So today, we have the tough task of deciding who our three winners in 3 age categories are going to be. Making that decision are members of our engineering and sales teams here at Nordhavn. Moderating the judging panel is our technical writer, Mike Telleria. Along with him, our chief of design, Jeff Leishman, salesman, Eric Leachman, our junior engineer, Ammann, and our salesman, James Leishman. Together, these guys have the tough task of picking the winners. Prior to today's roundtable, the judges were tasked with analyzing each design based on aesthetics, detail, innovation, concept, description, and intangibles. Let's see who they picked.
Hi, my name is Mike Telleria, one of the engineers at Nordhavn, and the first drawing entry we're going to review is from Henry B, 5 years old, and we'll just do this in alphabetical order, and we'll go through each one and spend a few minutes talking about each drawing as we go. So Henry B, 5 years old. The things I thought about this drawing that were really notable was just how proportional and realistic the drawing was, especially for a 5-year-old guy doing a drawing like this. It kind of looked like something that is a real boat. It's not that abstract. And other high points was he had a great description and a lot of neat detail within the drawing. So well done, Henry. And then we'll just go around the room, Jeff, Eric, Alex, and Jim.
Yeah.
Jim.
Yeah, hi, I'm Jeff Leishman, one of the owners here and the chief designer for Nordhavn. And I kind of had the same feeling that Mike did about Henry's drawing. I thought it was very proportional. I thought, the color scheme was awesome, right on Nordhavn, gray and white. He had a lot of detail, put the davit on there and anchor, and even went as far as putting the Burgee staff on there. So I give him high marks for it, and I think for 5 years old, boy, it's looking pretty good for him.
Yeah, I'm Eric Leachman, and here to kind of help out with this process. But Henry, great job. Again, the detail work, the port lights, the davit, the stack, the anchor, a lot of detail, a lot of thought went into it. Great job. Love the drawing.
And I'm Alex Ammann, another one of the engineers here. I was just thinking at about 5 years old, he's got a lot of time to keep practicing drawing boats, so keep at it.
Yeah, I'm James Leishman, and yeah, again, for a 5-year-old, I'm really impressed, so keep up the good work.
Okay, thanks guys. Okay, next up is Ferdinand B, 8 years old. This drawing, I thought, right off the bat, has a lot of nice, clean detail to it. And you can really tell the things he's pointing out with the jet ski and the RIB and stand-up paddleboards. Obviously got a lot of stuff to do out and around the water when he's anchored out somewhere. And other high points, I thought it just kind of looked nice, aesthetically,
I really like the overall profile of this boat. It's very military looking, very rugged, Nordhavnish. Fits the profile of Nordhavn. I like the idea that he was going with solar panels and trying to make the boat efficient like that. The E-boat it's called. So a lot of good drafting skills here, and well done.
Yeah, again, kind of touch on some of the points these guys did, but the profile of the boat is beautiful. A lot of features, a lot of water activities. Looks like there's jet skis and stand-up paddleboards and a lot of fun stuff to do while you're out anchored. So great job.
Yeah, for this one, I really like the industrial look. It's not your typical large yacht. So I thought that was a nice departure, something a little bit unusual.
I mean, this looks like a boat you'd have a lot of fun on, and I definitely want to spend a couple weekends on it.
Okay, next up is Paulina B, and 10 years old. And right away, this drawing has tons and tons of detail. And it's it looks like Paulina really enjoyed getting into this and showing where he would put everything on the boat. So it's a lot of fun to just kind of look at and explore, visually. And personally, what I really liked was he included some sea legs down there. It's not the kind of thing we normally see on a Nordhavn, but boy, it sure could be. It'd be a lot of fun to have those on there. So nice work, Polino.
Yeah, I gave Polino pretty high marks for this. Like you said, it's got so much detail and so many cool little features. The boat has everything on it. There's nothing left out. It is very cool to have the sea legs. I don't know much about the axopar, but that looks pretty awesome as well. So he thought of having fun on the boat. That was his goal, and I think he hit the mark.
Yeah, Polino, great job. A lot of detail in this one. And I like, the gym, the playroom, the captain's quarters, the water toys, the sea legs, axopar, the jet skis, the sun decks. Great job. A lot of thought went into this. Very high marks for this one.
Yeah, at the risk of being repetitive, I also, the gym stood out to me as being something unusual that you don't really see very often. It'd be something nice to have when you're doing long passages. You're stuck on the boat for 1-2 weeks at a time.
Yeah, I like this one a lot as well, and these guys have all said it, but it's really rich with features.
Okay, next up is Abigail B, 7 years old. So she's kind of at the early part of the 7 to 10-year-old category. And quite honestly, this was my favorite drawing out of the category. It was just so clean, and the colors were so nice. It was just a really fun drawing to look at. And then it has a lot of neat detail. They put an elevator on there. And we actually just built a boat with an elevator, and let me tell you, there's a lot to it, but we can do it, and it's pretty cool to have that on there. And I just like she put down there, this is a fun boat, because that's what it's about, is having fun. And sometimes people get lost in all the details and all the stuff and all the gizmos and forget that it's just about having a good time. So really nice work, Abigail.
Yeah, it's funny. We all individually looked at these and we kind of made our notes. And it's funny because Mike and I and a lot of us are saying the same exact things. I think this is such a clean drawing, and the colors are good. It's fun to look at. It's well thought out. The elevator was cool. The pool in the bow. Definitely a good job. The helicopter was a nice touch as well.
Yeah, great job. A lot of cool details. The helicopter is one of my favorites. The pool up in the bow section, up on the foredeck, looks like a fun time. Abigail, great job. Love your drawing.
This one I like that there's an art room. You can go to some pretty inspiring places on these boats. That's one of the things that stood out for me.
Yeah, not to be repetitive, but great job. And what I like about this one is you actually did a top-down GA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, next up is Malia Funk, age 9. And I think two of the things I like about this boat, besides just being a really neat drawing, very artistic and fun to look at, is talks about it being used for fishing, which of course is a really big part of the experience for a lot of our owners. It talks about having extra fuel on board for really long trips, which is another, just Nordhavn standard, but it's always a good reminder that, yeah, you can go just about anywhere, you can fish about anywhere on one of our boats. So it's nice to have that reminder on there. Nice work, Merrick.
Yeah, again, Mike came up with one of the same comments. I just love looking at this drawing. It's very pleasing to look at. It's like a piece of art. But I found it interesting, the double-ended concept, which goes back to our roots with the 62 and the 46. I think that's a very unique feature of this boat. I think it looks good. Fishing, like Mike said, is always important, and I think you did a great job.
Yeah, beautiful lines. It looks like a really fun boat. Any boat that involves fishing is something I'm interested in. So, great job, Merrick.
I also noticed that it was a double under. I thought that was pretty interesting. I like that the range number given is pretty realistic. It's not anything too wild or too out there.
Yeah, great job. I like the fact that you put our name, the branding on there, and also looks like you could have about 20 staterooms in this thing. So I like that.
All right, next up we have, and I apologize if I don't get the names right all the time, but I'll do my best, is Malia Funk, age 10. And again, just a really beautiful drawing right off the bat. Really clean lines, nice colors, not a lot of messiness. So it's really neat to look at, and just reminds me of what we do with our owners all the time. Is we have very precise drawings, and that is a good hit on that. And another thing I thought was really cool about this, at the very bottom it says "Made in Canada." We've made boats in, turns out at this point, quite a few different countries, and maybe Canada can become one of those. So that would be really cool. Nice work, Malia.
Yeah, I like the drawing again. To me, it's art, beautifully done. I think though, if Malia doesn't make it in design, she can certainly make it in marketing. I love the get it now, but hurry, it'll be gone by 2022. I thought that was brilliant. But yeah, cool boat. Proportionally looks good. Awesome.
Yeah, Malia, this is one of my favorites. I love the profile of the boat, the colors, the detail with the props at the back, the prop wash, the anchor, everything. Again, this is one of my favorites. Great job.
I also have to agree, aesthetically, this is one of my favorites. It's a really modern looking boat, kind of spaceshipy. So I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, I felt the same. Great artist, and I like that you can see, underneath the water what's going on.
Okay, next up we have Rye Higgins, 8 years old, and the thing that jumped out to me about this drawing right away was the pressurized water engines at the back and the turbo engine up front, and reminded me of like jet pumps, which is somewhat feasible on a lot of boats. I mean, jet pumps are definitely out there and used and actually bring a lot of neat features and advantages to boats in terms of draft and things like that. So it's neat to see those kinds of details even on a boat like ours. And otherwise, just a lot of other neat things pointed out with the helicopter and hot tub and other things like that we put on our boats. So nice work.
Yeah, I like the out of the box thinking of this design. It's wow, you've got all kinds of things going on, especially with the propulsion, which I thought was very cool. I was very interested in the brig. Not sure if I ever want to go cruising with Rye if he's the captain. He'll throw me in there too quick. But that really well thought out. That's something that sometimes I wish I had on the boat.
Yeah, Rye, great job. I love your specs, your detail here. I love the helicopter pad. I love helicopters. I love the jet skis. Love the hot tub. The turbo engines. Fantastic idea. Maybe Jeff can take them into some design in future boats.
Heck yeah.
Great job.
Yeah, I noticed that you have 6 crew and 10 guests, so it makes for a very luxurious trip whenever you go out.
Hey, Rye, I actually know Rye personally, and I laughed. I love this one. I like the warnings. The turbo engine in the front is warning you can only use that in deep water, and the turbos in the back. It states here they use a lot of gas. So, good job, Rye.
Okay, next up we have Eve Higgins, 12 years old, and again, a really cool, pretty drawing to look at. And two things from the description that caught my eye right away were mentioning that it only takes 2 people to operate this boat, 86-foot boat, which is, that's a big boat to be operated by 2 people, but I've actually known couples that have operated our 86-foot boat, so it is doable, and it's a neat thing to be reminded of that even though a lot of these boats are really big, you can get by with minimal crew. And she also mentioned steel construction, which we haven't done, but it's always out there, and steel construction offers its own list of advantages. So it's neat to think about new ways of doing things like that. So thanks a lot, Eve.
Yeah, I like the mention of steel construction, especially like the mention of the builder. It would be the same builder that built the Disney Cruise Line. So I imagine this boat would be full of fun stuff. And he gave a very good description, very thorough, well thought out description of the boat. It looks like it looks right, I love the look of the boat. It's got a nice big aft deck for the helipad, but imagine all the fun you could have out when the helicopter is flying around. You have a huge area to hang out. But good job.
Hey, Eve, love it. Love the whole color. I love all the detail. It's just fantastic. It seems that we get kind of a theme here with helicopters, hot tubs, and some fishing. So we're gonna have to incorporate some helicopter pads in our future Nordhavns. Great job.
Yeah, talking about steel, I think the 148's hull is supposed to be steel, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's a thing that we can do. Hopefully in the future get into a little bit.
Yeah, hi, Eve. I also know Eve personally, and I really like this drawing. This nice proportions are nice, and hot tub. Great job.
Okay, next up we have Hunter Kennedy, age 9. And kind of right away when you look at his drawing, he's got a profile and then top down of the main deck, and then the upper deck and the lower deck. So it kind of looks like one of our actual drawings, with it shows all the different perspectives of the whole boat, real true engineering document. And something else that I thought that was neat that Hunter picked out was the mention of keel cool engine and dry exhaust, which has been a mainstay with Nordhavn for a lot of our boats for a lot of years, and just brings so many advantages to the cruising experience, and something that we probably don't market enough. So it's good to have that in there because it's a really neat feature for a passage making boat. So kudos on that.
Yeah, I was impressed with this layout, this whole presentation. The drafting skills they're good. That's kind of a perspective view, so that's pretty nice. And like you say, it's got everything explained and drawn out. Looks like the scale, pretty good scale. And I just thought it was a really well presented design, and good on you.
Yeah, I think I've said this a couple times, but this again was one of my top favorite ones, just with the detail, the look of the boat, and I can see having a lot of fun on this boat, over a couple weekends, anchoring out and cruising and really enjoying it. So great job, again, one of my favorites.
I also really like this one. I think this is one of the most proportionately correct boats in the competition. It all looks very realistic to me.
Yeah, I would mirror that. It looks realistic. This one really looked like a Nordhavn. Out of some of the other nice stuff that we've seen so far.
Okay, next up we have Keaton Kennedy, age 11. And I got to tell you right away, Keaton, that you have 2 galleys and a buffet on this boat. And, people love to eat, and especially people who buy yachts love to eat even more. So that's right up. You're definitely scratching the right itch with that. And everyone mentioned the diamonds and all the stuff on the stairways and everything. So it looks like you had a lot of fun doing this. And kind of on a side note, your penmanship is incredible. It's like a computer font. So you're always going to do well with that. So really nice effort, Keaton. Really liked your drawing.
Yeah, I was saying almost the same things that Mike did. I love the numerous galleys. It's like a cruise ship. You can go in any end of the boat and you can find a galley or someplace to eat. So that's fantastic. And again, when I was in school drafting, the main thing about drafting, you learn the first thing is how to write letters properly. And you have some nice penmanship here. So a well thought out design, well presented. Excellent work.
Yeah, this is a great one. I was reading through some of the specs, and I like the animal exercise room. That's something I don't think we've ever seen on one of our boats, but definitely we'll look more into that. And gosh, again, I just repeat what Jeff and Mike have said: the penmanship, the drafting, the attention to detail was really, really good on this one. Great job, Keaton.
Yeah, for me, the one thing I was a really big fan of about this boat was the buffet. So I assume the owner would be running the buffet 24/7. So always good to stop in for a snack in the middle of the night or something.
Yeah, very cool boat. Lots of features, and I wish I could write like that. Your handwriting's awesome.
Okay, next up we have James Leishman, age 9. And just a really nice, simple, pretty clean drawing, that's nice and symmetrical and clean. And I don't know why I didn't, sometimes you notice things and sometimes you don't, but just the round port lights along the lower staterooms, it's so much better than the square port lights, Sometimes, and that's a normal thing you see on lots of boats, but it really pops out on this boat. So I just thought it was neat to look at. So nice work, James.
Yeah, I know this kid. He's a good kid. And James, he's got an eye for Nordhavn for sure. I wish we would have had a little bit more design brief. I think he maybe didn't get in early too early, whatever. But yeah, that's a good looking boat. It's proportionally well done. It's got a lot of details. Davit, flag, very nice.
Yeah, James, great job. I've seen this drawing in the past, but I think you hit a home run with this one. I like the fly bridge. I like the crane or the davit in the back. You're flying the right flag. Nice anchor, but we got to work on the size of your props a little bit. We can tune that up when you get down there next.
Yeah, I really like the aesthetic of this one. It looks a little bit like an old warship or something, 1890s. Nordhavns, they first appeared, they looked a lot like trawlers, so there's a history of doing stuff like that.
Yeah, and this is my son's, and this drawing my son gave to me early part of the summer. This is really what kicked off this whole design, so I like this one the most.
All right. Okay, next up we have Jack Layberger, age 8, and it's clear that Jack likes to think big. I mean, nice big bold colors, really big freeboard on the boat. He's got cars and jet skis and goes 10 knots and 3,000 miles, you know. And again, it's a real engineering looking document. It's got the profile, it's got the top down look, and you know, and we put stuff on boats like that. We put motorcycles and jet skis and all sorts of things in garages, you know. So even though this is a scaled up version of that, it's not inconceivable at all. So nice work.
Yeah, I liked all the toys and the car garage. I actually thought the bow engines were interesting. That could possibly be a good start to a diesel electric system.
It would
be very quiet in the salon area, but I thought that was thinking outside the box, which I like, you know, because nobody's telling them what to do here. And that's actually been done on fishing boats in the Northwest, and single engines, they'll put them up in the bow. And it's quite a long shaft, but it works because they have all their hold space in the back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, nice freeboard on the boat. I like the color scheme. Way to go, Jack.
Yeah, Jack, I love this one. Like Mike mentioned, we have a Nordhavn 76, I believe it's called Tortuga, and he carries a little car on the foredeck. It's a Fiat. So it looks like your car here is a little bit bigger. Might be some kind of Bentley or something of that sort, but love it. Love a boat with a lot of toys. Good looking. I think you hit a home run on this one. Great job.
Yeah, I was thinking side opening garages, side opening rooms are starting to become a big thing in the world of super yachts. It's not something we've visited yet, but it's not a bad idea. It could possibly work.
Yeah, great job. I love the fact that you included, not just one level of GA, but you did 2. So nice.
Okay, next up we have Julia Leberger, and she is 11 years old, and I rated this drawing pretty high. Again, it looks like an engineering document with the profile and the top-down views. And it can just kind of like this sentence. It can go 12 knots up to 3,000 miles. It has one engine and one big propeller to be more efficient. And we're all about efficiency on these boats. You know, every mile we can squeeze out of a gallon of diesel fuel, the better. But by far, my special feature of the boat is a stargazing room. I mean, people come up with all sorts of names for the areas of the boat and what you do with it. You know, sun deck, blah, blah, blah. But stargazing room sounds really nice. It's that could go right into one of our marketing brochures for sure.
Yeah, again, that was my favorite feature, the stargazing room. I think it's a great idea. I also just like the clean, simple lines of this boat. It has proportions that are right, and you've given a lot of good detail. A great galley with a prep area. I mean, you've obviously been aboard boats and you know what's important. So I like the presentation, and I think this is a great job.
Julia, this is really well thought out. Great detail on specs, 12 knots, up to 3,000 miles. Love the profile. Looks like a mix of a couple different builders put into one, which is a good thing. The GAs are fantastic. I love the layout. I think we should get you in here to help Jeff on some of these GAs on these new models. I think you've got a knack for it. So great job and keep it up.
I really like the game room. It looks like there's a foosball table or something in there. Little bar for serving fruit juice. I think the solution, actually saying the boat's going to be very narrow, big propeller, is a good, real way to increase efficiency.
Yeah, great job. Looks like a really fun boat, and seems like you've got some boating experience.
Okay, our next drawing is from Michael Munger, who is 8 years old, and again, a really beautiful drawing, a little more abstract than some of the other ones we've seen. This is kind of more of an artistic rendering of what a future Nordhavn could look like, and just so super pretty to look at, and really neat descriptions with very specific, even companies that would provide some of the equipment on the boat, with winches and engines and things like that. my favorite comment in the whole thing was like an engine room where you're able to stand up. Because I cannot tell you how wonderful that is to have a nice, big, tall, overhead engine room. So nice work on that.
Yeah, the drafting skills on this are what really caught my eye. It's a good-looking profile. Bulbous bow is awesome. But I did like, the design brief here with, you've definitely called out the top-notch people in the world. You've got Andrew Winch, who I know personally, and Lurson Shipyard. You can't get any better than that. I think Andrew's won more design awards than anybody combined in the industry. So well done, well thought out, and very clean presentation.
Yeah, again, we're kind of getting repetitive, but Michael, great job. Love the bulbous bow, love the transom, the stern of the boat. Looks like you got some satellite domes up there. Really nice. The only thing I don't like is you said she'll be for sale with a different broker, not with the Nordhavn broker. So let's give me a call on that when you're ready to sell it. We can help you out.
Yeah, I also really liked all the companies were named. Everything was very precise. Even includes the type of engine specified. So those are a lot of good details that you can actually use to build a boat.
Yeah, nice detail, and I think you did it's a really nice artistic job there. Thanks.
Okay, next is Lucius Schmid, 8 years old. And right away, this drawing reminded me of our sport fisher, because it's got like this kind of yellow, almost pastel color, which is unusual for Nordhavn, more of a kind of a Florida sport fish look, but we've done it, and it looks really good. So that's just kind of a cool reminder of that. And again, nice kind of engineering style document with the profile and top-down look and all the descriptions of the interiors. And of course, having a hot tub on the bow and then an inside pool aft is perfect, for when it's raining outside, you still want to go swim. So it's nice to have that inside the boat. So nice work, Lucius.
Yeah, I see the sport fish too. I see there's a little bit of a powder horn shear there in the bow and the whole color. I even actually see the 120 mast on this boat, which I like. So yeah, hot tubs and pools are high on my list. So well done. I think this one scored very high in my book.
Yeah, Lucius, this is another great job, and I love the detail. I love the GA. I love everything you pointed out in this boat. I love the whole color, and the pilot house really looks cool. Great job.
Yeah, I think this is a really good modern-looking boat, kind of in line with Jeff's drawing right now. So I think that's a good starting place. I like the whole overall design of it. It's one of my favorites aesthetically in the competition.
Yeah, I think you guys have covered everything. This one did remind me of the 120 as well, kind of a 120 Nordhavn 80 combination. But nice job.
Okay, next is Thomas Scott, 7 years old, and Thomas just sent us a really nice drawing in picture of this Nordhavn boat. Without the design and the detail and all that stuff that were kind of part of the assignment. So we did kind of dock some points for that, but it was kind of a neat opportunity to be reminded of, these boats are meant to just go beautiful places. And the drawing reminded me of that with the green hills and the snow-capped mountains and blue skies and just kind of how the simple part of owning a boat like this and the enjoyment of the environment can be what it's all about, more so than all the stuff that's in the boat. So that reminded me of that. So I enjoyed that. So thanks a lot.
Yeah, I was surprised at how much I like looking at this drawing. It's definitely almost a little bit abstract, but not so much. I mean, it's got just some really cool colors, and I like the sort of perspective, but not perspective view of the boat. It kind of gives you a 3D look, but it's definitely Nordhavn, so I thought it was well done.
Hey, Thomas, great job. It looks like a 68 to me. And gosh, great use of colors, background. This to me reminds me of a boat sitting in an anchorage, having a lot of fun on it. I think you did a great job.
Personally, I really like the black stripe running down the sheer. I think it just makes everything stand out a little bit more. And it looks like a really nice place to drop an anchor.
Yeah, I like this one. This was one that kind of you'd want to go frame it and hang it on your wall. It's really nicely done.
Okay, next up is Chloe Stasinos, 10 years old, and she got us a Nordhavn cat, which I'm not sure we've ever talked about or anyone's ever asked, hey, can you build a catamaran style boat? And so it's a neat thing to think about. Catamarans are such neat concepts, and they have so many advantages in terms of efficiency and ride and quietness and stability. And so it's just neat to think about that and what a Nordhavn cat would actually look like with all the Nordhavn features. And you kind of captured that nicely. So nice work.
Yeah, I was so impressed with this drawing alone. I mean, it's perfectly scaled. It's a good-looking boat, and we have actually just brushed the surface of cats, power cats, but we haven't really taken it seriously. But definitely something that people have asked about, and maybe someday. But this would be a good starting point. I really like it. Well done.
Hey, Chloe, actually, I think if Nordhavn ever built a cat, it would look something very similar to this. I think this is proportionate, well thought out. Electronics are on the boat. The props are on the boat. The bulbous bow. You can see the starboard side. It's got a thruster in there. So attention to detail is really, really nicely done on this one.
I really like this one. Just the way the perspective is, it actually looks right, and that's really not an easy thing to do, drawing boats at an angle. So keep practicing drawing boats.
Yeah, I agree with everyone here. I mean, this is one of my favorite ones so far.
Next up is James Stern, 14 years old. And I think possibly out of all of the drawings, this one's kind of the most realistic one. Just for a freehand drawing to look like one of our computer drawings, it's pretty darn close. And right away he points out that it's got solar panels and a solar-powered water wheel. And we are certainly doing solar panels these days on our boats. Maybe not enough to actually power the boat, but certainly enough to power a lot of the stuff in the boat. And maybe eventually getting into some hybrid sort of propulsion that would push the boat around. So it's neat to be thinking in that direction, because at some point we're going to have to go that way anyway. Nice work.
Yeah, this one definitely. It's just a real thing. It's a boat that you could. It's a hand sketch. That's something I would start off with. It's proportionally correct. Not sure about the solar powered water wheel, but hey, who knows? I love the solar panels. I think that's going to be more and more what we're going to see on boats. Just maybe not for drive units. So I thought James did a good job on this eco drive. Very good.
Yeah, Nordhavn 74. That's a boat we're kind of missing in our lineup. So good job on this, James. I think you've probably been born and raised around the Nordhavn family. Looked at a lot of Nordhavns, and it shows in your design. Good job.
I thought the name was really marketing friendly. The 74 Eco Drive. That was a good feature. And again, the boat just looks like something that would actually float. It's all proportionate. So that's always a good thing to start from somewhere where you can then go on and develop it without changing it too much.
Yeah, I really like this one. This one, looks like a proper yacht, and a couple of these early entries, I think some of the descriptions got left off. So I think this is something we'll do in the future, but great job.
Okay, next is Ashley Swerble, and she's 8 years old, and just almost one of the funnest drawings that we have. It's just super fun, really nautical. And again, one of those things that you would be happy to put on your wall just because you like to look at it. And in her description somewhere, she mentioned emergency controls, which is that's probably close to the part of my job at this boat, is the systems. And it is so important to have and to think about what to do in an emergency and to have the controls and things like that available to handle that. So of course, thanks for that reminder, and nice work, Ashley.
Yeah, I thought this was a fun drawing too. I liked all the use of I'm assuming glass in the superstructure. I love the high bow. That's something that, and a nice big flybridge up top, which is open. I like an open flybridge. Enclosed flybridges are good, but prefer open. The ski boat too is a nice touch. So I'm thinking this is a pretty well thought out design. Nicely done, Ashley.
Yeah, Ashley, great job. Love all the colors. I love the dinghy up front with the bimini shade cover, the crane, swim platform. Looks like maybe that's an adjustable swim platform to go up and down. And then again, the flybridge, kind of repeating everything everybody said. But a lot of thought went into this one. I like it a lot.
Yeah, for this one, I like how it just shows a feature which was shallow draft, and it didn't really include too many other really big number items, because when you're designing a boat, it's all about trade-offs. Really, you have to choose something you want to emphasize, and you have to go with that. So I think it was good that it sort of chose the one thing.
Yeah, this was an interesting design. I liked it. I like the fact that it'll do 20 knots, which is pretty nice. And that crane looks like you could get anything up there with that monster crane. So nice job.
Okay, and the last one we have is from Nate Zumwalt. He's 10 years old, and right away, this is just a super solid looking boat, which is right up our alley at Nordhavn. I mean, very solid boats, that's what we're about. And on the bottom he says, if I had a Nordhavn, I would go around the world. And of course you would. I mean, that's the whole point of having one of these boats, is to do adventures and expedition cruising like that. And so nice work, Nate, and of course, like the mention of solar power, because that's becoming more and more.
Yeah, I like this boat too. It definitely is solid Nordhavn. It's got that high bow, the contrasting hull color, nice hull windows. It's got, the big wheelhouse, obviously on that second deck. And it looks like it has a nice semi-enclosed flybridge, which is cool. But, Nate I think he's the great grandson of the famous Admiral Zumwalt.
Yeah.
So he's got a bit of boating in his background. So it's really a nicely done boat. I did like the solar panels. It's got a lot of fuel, which is important. 6,000 gallons of fuel is awesome. And I just like the amount of staterooms. You could have a lot of fun on this boat with a lot of your friends and family. So definitely go around the world now.
Yeah, Nate, good job. Your great-great-grandfather was Admiral Zumwalt, but also your father's a fantastic project manager for Nordhavns, and it shows that you've been in the Nordhavn family for a long time, and you got an eye for the Nordhavns. Again, this boat would be a lot of fun to be over at Catalina Island, or go around the world, or go out to Hawaii. I think you hit a home run on this one. Fantastic.
This one looks a lot like the 148, but even more rugged, which I really like. I almost think it looks a little better in some ways.
Yeah, good job, Nate. And this was the second one that really looked like a Nordhavn to me out of all the entries. So great job.
Okay, well, that's a wrap for our initial review. We're going to take a quick moment and break away to talk about the winners of the competition, and then we'll be right back to announce the winners of each category. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and we are really excited to announce the winners of our drawing contest. And again, just thank you all so much for participating. It's been a lot of fun to review these and to kind of be reminded what this job is all about, and just and the fun that you brought to the experience for us. And we hope that everyone who owns one of these boats gets to have. Before we announce the winners, we definitely have to say how close almost every one of these was. Within tenths of a point. We had to pick a winner, and sometimes it just kind of came down to one really tiny little thing. And there were a lot of really strong and solid entries. So for the first category, I'll announce that one. That was for the age below 7 years old. Our winner for that one is Henry B, 5 years old. So congratulations, Henry. Really appreciate your entry, and keep at it, man. Love your work. Okay, and then Jeff's going to do.
Okay, so our next range was the 7 to 10-year-olds, and our winner was Hunter Kennedy with a very nice, well thought out presentation and a well-deserved win. Way to go, Hunter.
And the final category for the 11 to 14-year-old winner is Eve Higgins. So great job, Eve, and very impressive drawing. Thanks a lot.
Okay, we're going to wrap it up with our review of all these, and I'm sure we'll be doing something like this again in the future, so keep an eye out for that, and thanks again for participating. We really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.